The sea is gray and white, with long breaking waves, across which the Grail is racing half buried in spray. A few of you are on the deck to enjoy the wild scenery. Each wave seems to be making enthusiastic, eager haste to the shore, with long iris tresses streaming from its tops, all rolling, pitching, flying water, exulting in the beauty of rainbow light. The Grail pulls into port, and the crew, adventurers included, make their way down the ramp onto the busy docks. The port of Gheldeneth is a metropolis featuring relatively newer buildings. Its population mainly comprised of humans of this region and tieflings. The unique sounds and smells drift in your direction, immediately enticing many of you. Captain Bayou turns to face the crew of the Grail with a smile on his face. Gheldeneth is a great port to get yourselves into trouble. But we're not here for any of that. I've got my dealings with the rice we picked up in Caer Cowell. While you guys, our landing party, are here, I recommend make your way to Koide Castle and take part of their tournament. Given our recent events, I feel this kind of thing would be right up your alley. Even if you don't take part of the tournament, the festival alone is worth checking out. Normally there's a caravan that leaves here around noon. Noon quickly approaches. You find yourselves at Gheldeneth's eastern gate. Gathered there are a dozen of individuals of all walks of life. Many of them look like tourists. There are two large horse-driven carts being loaded up with various crates and supplies meant for your destination. The caravan lead, a halfling with auburn hair, approaches the assembly of would-be passengers.
Alright, welcome everyone. I'm Ulfer, and I'll be your caravan lead for today. There are simple rules before heading out. The trip will cost 5 gold per person, and will be paid up front. Keep your hands to yourselves. We'll only be on the road for a few hours, so I think you can manage that. If not, you'll be tossed off. No exceptions. The caravan guards are here for your protection, so do whatever they say if any trouble comes our way.
He takes out a small pocket watch and examines it a moment.
We've got a strict schedule to keep, so if everyone can load up, we'll get going shortly.
He comes around to each of you as he's making his way through all the passengers.
5 gold.
Looking way up at each of you.
I drop him a platinum, paying for 2.
Kindly appreciated. What about the rest of ya?
I'm with him.
Just claimed it right away.
Yeah, I drop him a platinum and pay for my buddy Pyron.
Oh,
Bites into it.
hey, really appreciate it.
Everyone, load up. We're making our way.
The caravan departs from Gheldeneth's eastern gate, making its way down a path known as the Eastern Shields Arcade. You can spy a transition in the landscape in the distance, as light green fields of the coast give way to an arid desert. Your path keeps relatively close to the coast, as you pass through a light forest, through a ravine, and finally approaching the River of Dawn. Up ahead, there's a bridge with a gathering of people. Your immediate thought gives way to the possibility of another caravan, though as you approach closer, the group begins shifting, some coming towards you and others fanning out. Ulfer, in the lead wagon, looks over his shoulder to his guards, and you can just hear him whisper,
Aye, these blokes again. Looks like there's more of them this time.
An olive-skinned human male calls out to you from the distance.
Your lives are in danger. This area is skulking with unsavory types. But luckily for you, we have set up this checkpoint for your protection.
rubs his fingers together, hinting towards his true meaning.
Of course! Protection requires funds. Drop off your valuables, and you may continue on your way.
Seems there are many requiring lessons in these parts, Piron.
Thinking the same thing.
Ulfer looks over his...
I don't think 2 caravan guards are going to be a match for all these thugs. We can take our chances and run, but even if we manage to get away, we'd lose another day trying to get to Koide.
So, my good man, actually had a different idea. You will let us pass and wish us a very nice day, and there won't be any troubles for you.
Hold on. Help him with that by, as he is saying it, sending out the mental message to Harris. Now, swoop in visibly and come down next to the caravan.
Actually be an intimidation, so what's
Oh,
your...
sure. I'll be happy to do intimidation.
Yeah. I always like it when there are brave ones who try to fight their way through. Put them down. Go ahead and begin fanning out even further, and some begin approaching you. At this time, guys, we're going to go ahead and roll for initiative. Starting off our combat phase is going to start off round with initiative of 20.
Right. I start charging at Bandit A. I get to about here, and then poof, right to here. Yep, right behind. Interesting looking fellow. 2 attacks. First attack, I want to use, instead of doing an actual attack, I want to use my horns to knock him prone. Well, bam, horns are always advantage for shoving.
Prone, go ahead and do your follow-up.
Alright. Second attack, I'm taking that new Warhammer, both hands, and I'm going to swing it straight down on him.
Natural 20.
All right.
Okay.
I'm throwing a Divine Smite on that as well.
Figured you were. Just end him quickly, apparently. Go ahead and give me the damage for all of that. Ruben, at the start of everything, as they're going ahead and closing the gap, you charge forward with their Minotaur ferocity. The second you close the gap with the first line of bandits, you turn into this wispy trail of clouds that swirl around the lead bandit. When you reappear, you attack him, shove him with your horns. He falls forward, he rolls over onto his back and attempts to get up, just as your Warhammer slams right into his sternum and then ignites with a burst of radiant energy, taking 19 damage altogether. Wow.
He fly speed as I'm doing this. Harris swoops over, arcs over this guard A, and comes down to a landing, and will try to hit with let's do the beak. 22?
Yeah, 22 of course hits. So
11 piercing.
As he's still focused on, you just getting that blast to his chest, Harris swoops down, lands next to him, and then just comes down with his beak, pecking at him for 11 piercing damage. After seeing you bamf out of that location, this group of bandits over here feel like they were not going to get a good shot at you. They're going to do a volley at Yin and Pirion. This one fires at Fane. I'm assuming that misses. The one right next to him is also firing, but they're essentially firing at the same time. Both their arrows flying in your direction. 22 to hit. Piercing damage. The other archer fire at Ruben. A 10. I'll assume that misses. That is Pirion.
Alright, so I'm going to charge up towards Bandit B. Charging up, taking a swing. 23.
That is a hit. 9 slashing damage. Go ahead.
Alright, and then with the back end, that's 14.
Go hit.
And swinging my glaive around one more time and doing another slash at it. 17.
That is definitely a hit. You go ahead and stab, you thrust forward with your glaive, it stabs into their chest, you pull it out, swinging the back end, hits him against his temple, bring it all the way around once again, and slice right against their upper torso, digging deep, and maintain their stance, but you just yank the glaive away. Without it there to support him, he falls down dead. Intimidated, but not, completely, is going to go ahead, close the gap, and slice at you with a scimitar, or excuse me, a Yari. 13 to hit.
That's a miss, but 13 back at Bandit.
Oh, because he closed the gap.
Reaction.
I forgot. So as he goes ahead and tries to swipe at you, you go ahead and just, once again, pulling away from the first bandit, thrusting in a different direction. You do nail a hit. Give me the damage.
7.
It comes around the other bandit's turn. Is going to go ahead, close the gap at actually going for the crazy killer person. Slices at you with its Yari. I got 11 to hit.
I parried away.
So just as he comes along, just slapping that weapon away, you're single-handedly killing all these people up close. Gillian.
I'll jump in to aid. I'll start off bringing the spear, the harpoon out, coming down at it at Bandit A. Attack.
19. 9 piercing damage. As you go ahead and you close that gap, you stab right into him through the side, cuts through it, goes right through his ribcage, comes out the other side, you yank it back out, and there's some of that, his innards, the tendons, everything's kind of just on the tip of that spear.
And then I take a back step here to be a little bit more advantageous position. Bring the harpoon slicing across on this fellow's backside. Tens. 2 10s.
2 10s on the advantage, so that is a miss, but you still have a bonus.
I'll kick at the back of his knee. 2 20s, not natural.
Equally up to 20. So so you try to swipe at him with the spear. It just dodges it. As you go ahead and swing the spear back around, you take your foot, kick right in the back of his knee, loses a little bit of his balance, buckles a bit, but he's still in this fight. It is your turn.
Up and move a little bit. I will look at the 2 guys who are intent on poking us with arrows, and I'm casting a shatter spell on the 2.
Fiddle, you go ahead and you this very sharp tune that direction. For them, they hear this just painfully intense ringing noise. Make Constitution saving throws. Who are up on the hill take 11 thunder damage from your shatter spell.
Perfect. With that, I will go ahead and move in this general direction.
To the bandit leader, who is not doing very well, prone, flanked. He's going to go ahead and use half his movement action to stand, and then he's actually going to turn around, and he has these 2 hand axe-like weapons, and he's going to take 2 swings at Ruben.
All right.
One's a 13,
Miss.
and the second one is an 8.
My new hammer to bat both of those aside.
So just cling, cling. Both his war picks just not having any effect. To our Minotaur, Ruben, is your go.
One chance. Call off what's left of your men now.
Give me an intimidate.
3.
Shifts around, looking back, looking forth, looking at the rest of his men that are here. All right, stand down. Both of his war picks, they land, kind of clack on against the bridge.
Not so fast.
Wait.
Hammer to him, and calling over to the halfling. Offer. There a reward for bandits.
You know, in Koide, they usually behead bandits.
So, Reuben, I have an idea. Thinking that they should turn all of their weapons over to nice caravan driver. Perhaps we can let him sell them somewhere. And, Uwe, what is the general toll that you charge?
Well, that's one of the other bandits kind of chime in. Oh, no, but we just make people drop all their valuables before they... That's enough!
That's a good idea. You boys can drop valuables.
Fine. Underneath this bridge is a chest. We have our weapons. You can have the chest. And we walk away. Agreed?
Say it's a better lesson than losing their head. They repay us for the trouble they have caused, and they lose the weapons, then they cannot create any more trouble themselves. It seems like a good lesson to me, Reuben.
All right, children. I think you've learned your lesson. I'll take the...
We go. We're done.
If you're fast...
Jumps off the bridge into the water and starts running. You're all useless, the rest of you! I can't believe it! Just kind of trails off. They're all...
Yes. Chase him just a little.
Griffin can smile. Just... the wings just flap. He takes off into the sky and just kind of chases them for, let's say, a few hundred feet until they, they're over the hill. They're gone. Light has dwindled to a barely perceptible lightening of the gloom. Familiar hues of oranges, reds, and purples cascade across the horizon. You make your way over a seemingly final hill as the silhouette of Koide Castle comes into view. Looking upon it, the term castle hardly fits. It seems much more like a fortress or a compound. The massive stone structure with inward slanted timber roofs stands easily over 100 feet tall, surrounded by a decent-sized settlement and closed off by a tall stone wall. Nears the entryway, Ulfr calls out to an unseen person seemingly in one of two towers flanking a large wooden gate. A few moments pass as the gate opens with a churning creak revealing a wide main street lit with paper lanterns along its course. And everyone steps down. Ulfr speaks.
Honestly, I can't thank you enough for helping us back there. It isn't much, but here.
He hands each of you, Reuben, Fane, Gillian, Pyrion, 25 additional gold pieces.
It's all over. I'll be escorting passengers back to Gheldeneth, so come find me and I'll escort you for free.
Very kind of you.
Right.
By the by, you blokes are pretty talented. You should probably look into participating in the festival tournament. Might be some easy gold for adventures of yourselves.
Seems like a city of wonders in this tournament. Fun?
Are there question, my friend?
Of course.
Where to get the best sake?
A man after my own heart. For a place to stay, food, drink, otherwise, the Emerald Cask Inn. Great place for visiting newcomers.
For your help, hope the path is safer for a while.
Farewell!
As he goes ahead and makes his way out the gate and then gate closes. Even in the dusk hours, the Koide settlement is alive and busy as if it was a midday rush. The festival is a treat to all the senses. Food sellers display their unique dishes for onlookers as the aroma of their wares perfume the air. Women and children adorned in bold and colorful costumes dance through the lantern-lit streets. Talented performers and musicians reenact and retell the tale of Anhur, the wise and peace-loving deity and savior of Koide Castle. You guys kind of take a moment to listen in as this individual is making his way down the street and people have kind of like gathered around him like in a circle. 100 years ago, these lands faced a terrible blight. One that threatened to tear down the very walls of our fine castle. 3 terrible demons, born of the 9 hells, stalked our homes and blighted our lands.
Finhir, the blue demon. 3 eyes, 4 arms, and a gigantic sword that could cleave through 10 men in a single swing. Hadal, a tall demon who collected the heads of his victims. And Mirzal, a demon who could control shadows, cast darkness, and see through illusions. Alone they were terrible, but together they were unstoppable. Not even the mighty castle guard could face these fearsome foes. It only by the grace of the vigilant and wise Anher that we are here today. The castle guard rallied behind his famous warhawk and marched on the demons, sealing them into the castle shrine. Not even giving them the benefit of returning home upon their defeat. Now, we celebrate our peace and Anhir's glory with this tale and this ale! The crowd listening goes into an uproar with dubious excitement. I want each of you guys to actually make a perception check.
9.
8.
Very good.
It's just so wondrous. I don't know what to look at.
And Gillian. Of people, you lay eyes on a magnificently beautiful woman wearing an ornate blossom-colored robe. She has fair complexion with accents of red makeup near her eyes and her lips. Her hair is held up with golden petals that seem to glimmer even in the dimly lit streets. She makes eye contact with both of you for a second. Her expression is essentially difficult to read at this distance, but you're definitely sure she's looking at you. Her attention shifts as an elder gentleman in black and gold attire hurries her along, disappear down the street with an escort of castle guards. Your attention is brought back to the sight and sounds of the festival around you. The night is yours. Main street where you guys are, there are at the very end of this large building, and you kind of see like the sign that says the Emerald Cask Inn. So you already know, lining the streets are these various food stalls and these games that some of the children are playing at some of these.
What kind of games?
It's nearest your group right now as you guys are kind of coming in through the main gate. Gentlemen shouting, "Come on, come on! Everyone try a little bit of a Kingyo Suki. Try your luck." You see there's a stall with a wide table, and its top layer is filled with water, and there are these tiny green turtles that are swimming around. The vendor's handing out these little small, flat paper nets to some of the children. You fine sir, would you like to try your luck? Get yourself a souvenir, one of these fine little green turtles.
Zen, Fane is going to try to scoop a turtle.
1 gold piece, sir. I want you to go ahead and give me a dexterity check. Turtle kind of making its way by you, very small, and I want it just right as you go to scoop in, and you pull your little paper net out with excitement, but notice that you were in too long, and there is now this sopping wet paper that has a hole in it, and you see the little turtle you were looking for is swimming past.
Oh no, it did not. I'm doing that again.
Right, another gold piece.
Yep, another gold piece.
All right, hands you another paper.
I go for one that looks particularly attractive to any one of the kids.
That is, notice that a lot of kids are trying to go for it. This turtle has a little bit of a blue tint in its shell that's attracting a lot of the kids' attention, but they can't seem to get it. It's a little too fast. As it's coming by in your direction, you immediately time it just right. This time you're like, okay, I'm not going to fail this time. I'm older than all of these people. I'm not going to be shown up by children. You reach down, scoop up, and to your excitement, there's this small green turtle with these blue features in his shell in your palm.
So I look for a kid, a small one.
You see there's a probably about 3 years old, like looking on, just disappointed she wasn't able to get anything.
So I kneel on one knee and I hold the turtle out too.
Thank you, sir.
She kind of pets along it. Her mother comes around, kind of, gives you a smile, thanks you. Thank you so much.
So welcome.
Oh, that's the turtle with the adamite in its shell. very generous.
What is adamite, if I can ask?
Adamantite, sorry. Adamantite is what I meant to say.
I'm heading off to go sign up for this tournament.
Okay, so Pirion's heading toward Anhir's Shrine.
That's where Pirion's headed. I'll go there too.
Okay.
It's like fun.
Yeah, I'll follow along with the boys.
The way, while he's doing that, on the way down here's Shrine, are there any little kiosks giving out little like festive decorative adornments that people are wearing?
You see, there's a stall, and you see like some of the children are getting some of these brightly colored robes and some sashes. Some of the younger boys are grabbing like these bandanas that have like these painted clouds and various bright colors that pop around their foreheads, and they're getting like these wooden swords, these wooden katanas, and they're playing like fighting each other in the streets. Yes, fine. Oh my God! Looks up as your height. Can I interest you in anything, fine sir?
Bandanas.
Oh, those? These bandanas are actually named after Anhir's bandana.
I'll take 2.
Oh, right. A copper piece a piece.
Alright, I dropped 2 copper.
Here you are, sir. Your 2 copper pieces, and enjoy the festival. Anhir's blessing be upon you.
And his blessing be upon you. I'll turn away, and I'm gonna tie one over each horn. Like not around, just like winding so they sort of trail down.
All right.
Grab some street food as well. I want to try the local delicacies. Are there street vendor food?
Oh, of
It's
course.
always the best way to try the cultures.
Oh, of course.
Street.
As you're making your way down, even off the main street, there's still plenty of food vendors. There are a number of hawker stalls specializing in various unique dishes. Stands out to you. It's a takoyaki vendor. You look at the stall and you see each dish is a long plate lined with these fried balls typed with thick sauce, mayonnaise, and flakes of seaweed. Takoyaki, can I help you with anything? Sir, takoyaki, 4 silver pieces. Try it once.
Yeah, I'll have 4. Again, flip them a gold coin and get 4 and take it to the group.
Okay, probably about half a foot long. Each one's about half a foot long, and you kind of pass it out to the group, and it tastes chewy. It's a meat you can't put your finger on.
And it was meat, not seafood.
Well, Jack.
4, sir.
With sailor background, you immediately pick up on this. This is octopus.
Delicious.
Won't you?
Continue on, getting a little bit away from the festival, kind of going more to the outskirts of this. Themselves in the Dragon Quarter. On Anhir's Shrine, a low angular building housed within a 10-foot wall. The immediate area is closed off to the public, with a single stall set up in the entryway. You spy a number of well-equipped individuals loitering. You assume them to be adventurers. Many of their eyes drift towards your group as you approach the stall. A bald human male, dressed in dark monastic robes, smiles as you approach. Ah, greetings, adventurers! Signing up for our tournament. Someone suddenly lets out a frustrated grunt.
Ugh! What? More? There's so many upstarts this year, thinking they can take victory.
A portly bald man with a thick black goatee steps forward.
I'm not looking to waste time on any chumps like you.
He scans around the space.
That goes for all of you. I bet there isn't anyone here who can even take me.
This tournament will help us find out.
And your name, sir, was...
My name is not important. What is
Your name
important?
is not important?
Not in.
Where is that from? Not important.
I
can't believe I've heard that name before. Hey, I'm sorry, sir, you were saying?
Let's skip a preliminary.
Huh? Half elf? And you, right now.
You are lucky my friend has more honor than you do. And shouts, have a good day. Be gone.
So I'm curious.
You turn your back to me, and we'll woke us. I am an actual champion.
I hear those
I'm
that
starting
fear
to think-
competition fear that they are not adequate. See you in the
I
turn.
think Willy Wonka here is not even a good fighter.
He begins cocking back for a punch. Before he can even deliver, another fist grabs it, stops it short. Resounding crack as you can hear like his knuckles kind of crunching.
I think it's time that you went home. What? Sando! You dishonor us. It would be best if you left. Done. Done with you, and done with upstarts like these. As he goes to
Make another attack. Sando hand against his temple and then just thrusts downward, and you watch his body parallels and slams against the ground. And once
I'm sorry. This is not a good welcome.
You owe us no apologies. Thank
Not
you.
at all. Your city is beautiful. The festival is.
It goes for the rest of you. This tournament is not about strength. It is about harmony. It's about the contest. You truly do not know someone until you have fought them in combat.
individual kind of stands up and kind of cracks his back a little bit and just kind of limps away. And then a few moments after, a few others kind of begin leaving the space as well.
My new friends, please, you're very calm, and your demeanor shows that you are very strong. I hope to see you tomorrow in tomorrow's festivities.
Misses.
He gives a very gracious bow and disappears. The monk from the stall call out, are you still going to sign up?
Especially
Yes.
now.
Yeah, we're in.
Good, because you kind of just scared away most of our people. Okay, that'll be 5 gold piece. 5 gold apiece. After a tough display, make your way to the Emerald Cask Inn. The Emerald Cask Inn is a large 2-story building with a timber frame surrounded by a low stone wall. You guys make your way inside, and there's a shorter than average halfling essentially kind of greeting guests as they make their way in.
Come in. Do you need a place to stay? Anything else I can help you with? Food, drink, otherwise?
Room and sake. The best in town.
Aha. And that's your right. Okay, well, the prices are a little higher. 10 gold pieces for a night.
And a bottle of sake.
Oh, entire bottle. Well, in that case, I can get you an entire bottle for 13 copper.
Hey, the man, Reuben, you got the script.
Yep.
I mean, are we really going to pay these prices? I would rather stay elsewhere. But
A once-a-year festival. Live it up, brother, live it up.
we did have troubled travels here. Sure, why not? Okay.
Glad that you're staying. Let me know if I can do anything for you. Please, enjoy your stay. Excuse me. Please, show these fine gentlemen to the room.
So,
Well, what's the atmosphere like in the tavern? I mean, is it ruckusy or more relaxed?
it is, for lack of a better term, it is festive. There are so many excited individuals here. You see 1 or 2 adventurers kind of like swapping stories back and forth. There are individuals from all walks of life. It's hard to even tell who's native and who's tourist, but it is a packed house.
Lillian will go to the bar, ask for Anner's story, like whether is this a myth to them? Is it more? No, it actually happened. Just try to get.
You make your way up to the bar, and there's a male human there, and he's cleaning out a few of the tankards. I'm guessing you're new here. I'm pretty sure you've heard one of the bards in the street tell you about shout with exclamation the tale of Anher. The thing is, that's a thing that actually happened. A lot of people respect Anher because of it. In these lands, in this particular whole region of Mulhorland, Anher was a big deal. Unfortunately, the religion, the church, kind of fell out of place. It wasn't until this blight 100 years ago came along. And when it did, yeah. If it wasn't for Anhir, the castle would not be here.
Well, if the story's true, aren't you worried about the demons that are captured somewhere here in the city? Where are they supposedly? His shrine?
Yes. Anhir sacrificed his soul to make sure the demons stay sealed. So, interested in anything else besides the stories?
I'm digging in the wonders. Is there any sight here that you would tell someone they must see?
Sites that I'm interested in. He kind of leans a little closer to you. Are the women.
I saw beauty earlier in the festival. Must have been royalty or something. Had a lot of guards with her.
Ah. Huh. Consider yourself lucky that you laid eyes on the beautiful and wondrous Princess Faruta. Maybe even the king will be able to come out. Maybe even Lord Asai will be able to come out.
Why would he not come out?
In recent months, well, there are rumors floating around that he might be ill, and his daughter's been making decisions on his behalf. There's nothing official to say, though it's actually more believable that, the Lord's advisor, Fu Sara, is making the calls. I mean, after all, he's been at the Lord's side for decades, honestly.
And would anybody have any reason to Lord Asai?
No. If anybody's doing it, it's probably because they're an evil bastard. But Lord Asai is kind, is fair. Honestly, people like living here. Not a problem with Lord Asai. They're probably not going to end up in a good place after death. I promise you that.
This is a wonderful town.
Don't you forget it.
Yes?
So, can I get you anything else? Or shall I have our friend show you to the room?
I'm good if my boys are.
Another halfling comes by and leads you upstairs to the second level and drops you off at each of your individual rooms. Rooms are large. They're large room with a bed, has a feathered mattress, and each of your rooms have this window that kind of overlooks the ongoing festival in the street below.
Watched the festivities for quite a while. I'm definitely interested in just seeing the games from up top, seeing any any dancers, any big things happening in the festivities. I don't know. Just take it all in.
Of course. As you're watching it, as you're getting ready for the night to end, it's definitely an experience. The people interact after your recent adventure, the chaos and possible world-ending catastrophe. Seeing these people interact and have these moments, like there's the moments of the peace and just the festivities, and it's a very humanizing moment of the things that you guys fight for. Make your way to bed, drift off to sleep, and that's a good point where we guys are going to go ahead and wrap it up for the evening.